Thank you for joining me today, yogis, for this beginner practice. We'll begin seated. So just find a comfortable seated shape. You can allow the eyes to close or just settle a gaze in front of you. You can bring the palms to the knees and just take deep breaths in and out here. Begin to connect to your breath, to your body. Let's take one more breath here together. And then allow the eyes to flicker open. We'll take a big breath in together, raising the arms overhead. And landing that right palm on the mat, leaning over to the right. Stretching through that left side body. Let's inhale back through center. And then drop that left palm to the mat. Stretching through the right side body. Inhale back through center, and we'll twist towards the right now, landing that right palm behind the sacrum, gazing over our right shoulder. Inhale, let's come back through center, and then twisting towards the left. So landing that right palm on the left knee, gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale, bring the arms back through center. Bring the palms together and bring them through heart center. And we'll just bring the palms to the mat, roll over our feet, coming into a tabletop position. So bringing the palms directly underneath the shoulders and the hips directly over the knees. And we'll drop the belly, bring the gaze towards the sky into cow pose. And then on our exhale, we'll curl the chin and come into our cat pose, stretching through that spine. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. One more time, cow. And exhale to cat pose. And bring that spine back to a neutral position. We're going to stretch through the shoulders here. So we'll leave the left palm where it is and peel that right arm towards the sky. Opening to the right side. And then we'll send that right arm underneath the left. And landing that right shoulder on the mat. Landing that right cheek on the mat. And then maybe walking those fingertips of that left palm up towards the top of the mat. You're going to stretch through the shoulders here. Let's bring that left palm back underneath the shoulder. Peel that right arm back open, opening the chest, bringing that right arm back to the sky. And then landing that right palm on the mat. We'll go the opposite way. So left arm towards the sky, opening to the left side, and then sending that left arm underneath the right, landing the left shoulder, left cheek on the mat. Maybe walking the fingertips of that right hand up towards the top of the mat. Bring that right palm back underneath the shoulder. Peel that left arm back open towards the sky, opening the chest. gazing towards the ceiling, and then landing that left palm on the mat. Let's go ahead and tuck the toes, and we're going to send hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Just moving slowly here. You can pedal the feet if you like. So pedaling, drop each heel down towards the mat. Maybe shake the head no. Nod the head yes. Just releasing any tension. And then just slowly walking those hands back towards the feet. And come into a forward fold here at the back of the mat. So bending the knees as much as you need to. If you're tight in the hamstrings, totally fine to bend those knees. You can grab opposite elbows, or you can wrap the hands behind the knees if you want, maybe swaying from side to side. Or just leave the hands at the mat, whatever feels good for you today. Just being slow and gentle with your body. And then just begin to roll up to standing, just very slowly, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae until you're standing tall at the back of the mat. And just begin to walk very slowly towards the top of the mat. So really feeling all four corners of your feet as you walk slowly. So heel, ball of the foot and the toes. Just grounding through all of the foot until you reach the top. The feet are under the hips, arms beside the body, gaze is forward in mountain pose. And just connect back into your breath here. Big breath in. Big breath out. I'm going to turn face towards you, but you can stay at the top of the mat here. We're going to come into our tree pose. So we'll bring the weight into our left foot, and then just begin to bring the right foot off the mat a little bit. So you can bring the sole of the right foot to either the ankle or the shin or the thigh, wherever is good for you today. I'm going to go shin today. And palms can come together at the heart center, or if you want to bring them open, like the branches of a tree, that could be fun. And just pick a point directly in front of you on the floor maybe to look at. That kind of helps with the balance here. We'll just hold for a few breaths. Good. And just wherever you are, bringing those arms back down to the side of the body, bringing that right foot down to the mat. Maybe roll out those ankles a little bit before we go the opposite way. So bringing the weight into that right foot. We're going to bring the sole of the left foot to the ankle, the shin, or the thigh, wherever is good for you today. Palms together at heart center. Or if you want to play a little bit, bringing those arms overhead. Maybe even sway your branches a little bit. Just have a little fun with it. If you fall, no big deal. Just hop back in. Hold here for a couple more breaths. Good. I'm going to bring those palms back down through heart center to the side of the body. Drop that left foot to the mat. And you can roll those feet out a little bit. And then we're just going to flow back towards the mat. So we'll inhale, bringing the arms overhead. And exhale, we'll fold forward. We'll plant the palms on the mat and step the feet back to our plank pose. And from here, we're just going to drop the knees to the mat, untuck the toes, and we'll send the knees out wide if you'd like towards the edges of the mat, and then drop the hips back to the heels. So coming into child's pose, dropping the forehead towards the mat. And taking deep breaths here, resting. Let's take one more breath here. You can begin to raise the torso up, bringing those palms back, bringing the knees in. We're going to come to a kneeling position. Come into a baby camel pose. So we'll bring the palms to the sacrum, so just above the bottom, in that low back area. And then maybe just opening the chest slightly, leaning back into a baby little back bend here. Good. Bring that chest back upright. We'll bring the palms to the mat. And we're going to cross the feet and just come over the feet, rolling over the feet, coming to the bottom. And we're going down to the back body here. So just making your way to the back body. We'll bring the knees in so that the feet are planted firmly on the mat. And bring that right foot so that the right ankle is crossed on top of that left thigh. And then pressing our right hand into that knee, kind of opening up the thigh here. You can stay right here, or if you want a little deeper stretch in the hip, you can reach through the leg and through the outside of the leg here and grab the back of the hamstring, pulling those legs in into our lying pigeon pose. Or you can grab the top of the shin, whatever's good for you today. I'm just taking deep breaths in and out here, stretching through these hips. So wherever you are, release that leg down to the mat, and then release that right foot down to the mat. Maybe windshield wiper the legs a little bit. And we'll go the opposite way. So leaving that right foot planted, we'll bring the left ankle across the right shin. You can use that left palm to push that left knee out. Or if you want to stretch a little further, you can grab the back of the hamstring of that right leg or the shin. Bringing those legs in a little bit to our lying pigeon. You can release that foot down to the mat, release that left foot down to the mat. And maybe windshield wiper those legs a little bit. Let's bring those knees into the chest, maybe hug the body here. Let's bring the feet up towards the ceiling. And we're going to grab the outside edges of the feet here. Maybe rocking from side to side. It's our happy baby. So funny, when I was pulling this together, I thought of a story about this particular flow. When I first started teaching yoga, I was actually in yoga teacher training, and my family wanted to do a yoga flow while we were on vacation, but my dad he wanted to do it very slowly, everything very slow, and so I called it sloth yoga. And so just everything moving slow, everything just moving very slowly with your breath, with your body. I even made them make noises like a sloth, so it's funny. Bring the knees back into the chest and maybe rock from side to side here. Let's bring the arms into a T, and we'll drop the knees over to the right. So coming into a twist, gazing over our left shoulder here. Let's bring the knees back through center, and then we'll drop them over to the left and gaze over the right shoulder. And bring those knees back through center. And then we'll just send each leg long towards the end of the mat. Bringing the arms alongside the body, palms facing up, feet are floppy. Close down the eyes. Taking deep breaths in and out. And just resting here for a few moments. Just begin to bring some awareness back into the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. Rolling the wrists and ankles. Bringing the arms overhead, coming into a full body stretch. Bring the knees into the chest. Maybe hug the body one more time. Thanking your body for all it does for you. And then rolling onto one side. And gently pressing your way back up into a seated shape. Just bring the arms up and overhead, taking a big breath in here together. Gathering all this beautiful energy we've created together here into the palms, into our heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today, yogis. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.